Okay, hello and welcome. Here it is. I'm going to be talking about One Piece, chapter 144. Spoilers. Listen, this whole thing was not good, okay? It wasn't good at all, and it's still not good. I'm going to be talking about all of it, because it really is just fucking stupid and completely unnecessary. Um, I think this kind of breaks One Piece, honestly, lore wise. Let's just talk about it. This is the official Viz translation of this chapter. Before I was like screaming mad that this happened, but I've calmed down now. I hope other people calm down now and like they don't let the hype of Luffy's haha funny rubber power Looney Tunes bullshit whatever get in the way of this like contradicting lore that is a detriment to a lot of like how One Piece has been up until now. Honestly, listen. So I'm not even gonna be talking about Luffy's powers, which are fine. I don't care about that. Um, there's a bunch of Hiyori stuff that's like whatever. I don't care about either. Like that's not what's important. I think people have like really skipped over like what's important here. They let the hype was too strong, and it's been pulling the wool over their eyes or whatever the analogy is. So yeah, let's just talk about it already. I hate this. I hate all of this. Let's just start with the Gorosei. Let's just go to the official Viz translations. Basically the Gorosei have been looking out for the Gum Gum fruit for 800 years, basically since the start of the Void Century. Okay, this is terrible because it just makes the Gorosei look extremely incompetent in every way possible. There are tons of examples throughout the story, throughout even just the pre-time skip, where Luffy has been a prolific actor in the main stage of the world. For fuck's sake. Um, Examples. One, he beat Crocodile. Fuck, dude. He beat a Shichibukai of the world government. And there was nothing of this, of the Gorosei, talking about Luffy's fruit like it was the God fruit the whole time. um, and they knew about let anyone know they knew about Luffy. They knew about him and his fruit. We can go even after that. Um, Ennis Lobby, Water 7. He Luffy attacks the world government specifically. They have now they all these operatives. They have information about Luffy, about who he is, about his fruit. And after that's all done with, they send Garp after him, his own grandfather. And they know this. They know they're related. They know they have the same name. Guys, they send Garp after him, who basically lets him go up scot free, and they don't do anything after that. Guys, he was trapped in Impel Town. He was literally trapped. They had him. The world government had Luffy. They captured him. They captured him. They and Magellan didn't kill him. Come on. He was at Marineford. He was at Marineford showing off his powers to everyone. The Marines, the admirals. It was huge. He came back to Marineford after. He came back. He came back alone. Well, he came back with Rayleigh and Jimby, but he came back injured after the fighting was done. He came back and they didn't do anything. But now that he's fighting like this unstoppable monster, Kaido, the world government's oh now we have to intervene. What are you talking about? You've been searching for this fruit for 800 years. What happened? You knew Luffy had it. You're the Gorosei. They're incompetent. This is the world government's incompetent now. Why should anyone be afraid of them? They let the silly funny rubber man boy go so many times. Why didn't you send like all of your head marines after him? In this side, it was like, okay, they don't talk about. I remember it because they couldn't get rid of it. They talk about it being a legend. Hold on, let me read this. Better than the alternative, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Yeah, in every era, we could not acquire this fruit. Blah blah blah. We'll get to the being a Zoan. Hold on, there was supposed to be uh, legend talk. Fuck. Shit. Whatever. Okay. Uh, they they don't. I guess they took it out. I guess I don't know. Whatever. Okay, never mind. Whatever. The point is, the Gorosei are incompetent fools. Um, they knew about this fruit for 800 years. I mean, they knew about it. They have whatever information they have. They have, and they didn't do anything about it. That's the point. They're incompetent. World government's incompetent now. Doesn't matter. They're shitheads. Fuck them. It's pretty stupid. Okay, I'm gonna get to the other stupid part. This is an unnecessary change that Oda just created for no reason. Um, Turning the Paramecia rubber fruit into a Zoan, the god of Zoans. Uh, it's unnecessary. It doesn't need to be here. What's the point? He didn't. He Luffy would have if it was just Luffy's regular awakening, right? Everyone would have been fine. It didn't have to be tied to Joy Boy and a mythical Zoan fruit because his powers already make sense. He hasn't actually transformed like a Zoan would. You see the problem with this is being a Zoan fruit means you get transformations. You need a hybrid form and a full. What is his full god form? Is it just this? Where's his hybrid form? This is stupid and unnecessary. Every there Oda is changing the way we know about devil fruits that he's made consistent throughout the entire story. It's been over 1,000 chapters, and now we're getting this like unnecessary change to lore. The Zoan type, and we know he can't be a Zoan, right? He is still rubber. He has been rubber. His body, he doesn't change his body from rubber to being not rubber throughout the whole story. It just has always been rubber because he is now a paramecia. His body is just linked to that power. Like how, um, an example, so many fruits. Let's take Wapple, right? Okay, could Wapple be a Zoan now? How does that work? Because technically he transforms his body whenever he eats something, right? That's actually a perfect example of that. But it's not. But it's not an animal or a god or a god. But how is a god an animal or mythical? Because this sun god Nika. This is there's so many layers we have to like talk about here because it's so incredibly stupid. And it's like over over 1,000 chapters of previously discussed like topics that have just now been thrown out the window because Oda decided to like he changed the script 1,000 chapters in for no reason. Again, this is unnecessary. Unnecessary. Let's try and go through all of it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be rambling a lot. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm very mad right now. I'm very angry. This shouldn't be here. So again, Wapple would be an example. Just because I don't understand how a god is a Zoan. Like a god is just defined as an animal in this lore. I guess so because uh, Sengoku had the Buddha, but the Buddha is a mythical being. an actual mythical being that people are aware of. Sun God Nika, we don't know anything about that. So also that would mean that apparently that Sengoku's Buddha fruit is like lore in One Piece because it exists as a fruit and it is now there. So Nika, okay, that makes sense, I guess. It's still strange how we never like hear anything about it. No one ever like the religion isn't even a big part of One Piece. Like people don't like worship gods. We don't see them worship gods anyway. Oda's never done that. So how does this make sense? It's so dumb. Mythical type model Nika. Nika means I think Oda like made it up. It means like smile. Oh my god, there's other layers we gotta go through too. Fuck. My point is, this is an unnecessary change, right? Um, Luffy's just been rubber and his entire life in the story, and now he was a Paramecia. Now he's a Zoan. Okay, how many other Paramecias that are thought to be Paramecias are now Zoan fruits? How does that, how many of them? Wapol, I just said was an example, because technically he transforms his body every time he eats, right? And he has a transformed jaw like forever. It doesn't. It's stupid. You could, like Baron Tamago. What about him? He's a Zoan, right? Technically, because he ate the egg fruit and he transforms into like different forms of chickens, but it's different because he doesn't have a set form that he can strictly transform into. He has to get hurt in order to do it. Oh God. Like this is one of the this is brings up a problem with Katakuri. Remember when Katakuri was introduced, people thought he was a Logia because he could like move and shape his body and create mochi like a Logia. But then Oda was like, "Oh no, we can't actually do that. We have to keep my story consistent. There are rules. There were rules to these fruits. I remember. Yeah. So Katakuri's not a Logia. He's a special Paramecia because mochi isn't an element per se. Therefore, he can't be a Logia. He's in that weird category of devil fruits that go go beyond the pale. Similar to people like a Magellan or Mister Three, where they're not, but they're not elements, but they can still generate whatever thing they're generating, but they can't turn into it. That's how and then that's how Katakuri is a special Paramecia because then he is that thing, but it's not an element, so he can't be a Logia. So what's the point of Luffy being a Zoan when we've never seen him transform? Do we count Gear 2 as a transformation? At the time when that was coming out, people might have speculated. I don't know. That was like over 10 years ago. It's not technically a transformation because the power makes sense in canon, it was like he was doping himself, like a runner dopes himself, therefore giving his body more speed and power. A gear third didn't make sense because, just blowing into your body doesn't actually give you more mass per se. Like, even though his power, like his punches would be stronger in Gear Third somehow, even though he's just blowing into his body, he's just blowing air in there. It doesn't mean his mass is increasing technically. It just means his space has gotten bigger. So that's confusing. Can we count a Gear Fourth as a transformation? A few chapters ago, Kaido was saying how strange it was that in Snake Man, Luffy can like do all these weird shit as rubber because rubber can't do that, and he's kind of right. So that I guess that was a setup Oda was trying to make back in whatever a few years ago for this, But I don't want anyone saying that this was set up like from Skypiea. Okay, there's no fucking way Oda was setting this shit up from Skypiea. I don't believe that for a fucking second. Um, this is all new stuff that he's just trying to jam into the story. He's creating more questions for no reason, and it's aggravating. This is stuff it's creating plot holes and retcons throughout the whole story of One Piece. Like we know Luffy is still rubber, or at least back then he was only rubber because in the Enel fight he had to have been rubber. Otherwise he couldn't have beaten Enel or touched Enel, right? Oh my god. So many layers. And then we have to go through the Zoan fruits have a will of their own, or in this case, let me go down here. I think it says the same thing. It's almost as the fruit itself is evading us. All Zoan fruits have a will of their own, and this one carries the name of a god. Right? Isn't that crazy? Zoan fruits have a will of their own. And people are gonna try to extrapolate. Oh well, yeah, it kind of makes sense when you think about it this way because devil fruits can go into inanimate objects. Therefore, only Zoan fruits. We've only seen Zoan fruits do that. But I don't think Oda was setting that up from back in Alabasta when we first saw it. There's no way. That was just we don't even know. We don't even know how that happens. We don't know the intricacies of how that works. So how can anyone extrapolate everyone's just trying to reconcile how this bullshit makes sense and it's maddening and I don't like it. It's annoying because this shit stinks. It stinks, okay? It's not it's not good. My god. Yeah, I don't even know what okay, I guess we should talk about Joy Boy too a bit. Yeah, so the fruits, zone fruits contain a will of their own, whatever that means, even when they're just in fruit form, right? Not even being eaten. So this ties back to Joy Boy. So I guess it's proposed that Joy Boy, because if we go back here, Zunisha's like, yes, Luffy is Joy Boy. What does that mean? What does that mean? Like metaphorically he's Joy Boy because he's like the child of destiny now, almost like Naruto where he's got this whole prophecy going on with him, or is Joy Boy the devil fruit itself? Was Joy Boy Nika the sun god, or did he also eat that fruit? How do we reconcile this? How what is Nika? Why is Nika the sun god a rubbery crazy person? Why can Nika become rubber and generate like turn other things into rubber and reflect them with rubbery powers? How does that work? Things we won't know about or won't ever know about for another 10 years when this manga is still going on. It's ridiculous. Um Again, I'm not happy. And if this is the case, what did Shanks know? Does that mean that Shanks knew that the Gum Gum fruit from all the way from chapter 1 was Joy Boy's Nika the Sun God fruit? And Shanks knew about it the whole time? What does Shanks know? What doesn't he know? No one can ever fucking tell me in chapter 1 that Shanks knew about this shit. This shit was set up from chapter 1. You're fucking insane. You're out of your mind if you think that. You're just plain wrong. There's no way. Retcons abound. Like people think that hockey was foreshadowed in chapter 1. No, it was a retcon. It's a retcon, people. Writers can retroactively change things that they've written in the past to now to fit their new narrative. Like this, what's happening right now. Except that's not good writing. That's lazy writing. Listen, I know people like think of the meme like Oda is Goda. All right, that's just a meme. He's not actually Goda. This is destroying his writing credibility. Obviously, ever since the time skip, One Piece has been like declining. It's been going steadily downhill ever since then, and this is more proof of that. This is like ridiculous though. This is like beyond the pale, and this is like listen. Nika the Stun God was mentioned in a non sequitur fight. Okay, with Who's Who and Jimby, a non sequitur fight. By the way, this is some of the worst expository dialogue I think Oda's ever fucking written in One Piece. This just comes out of nowhere during a fight, a serious fight between Jimmy and Who's Who. And Who's Who is shit, by the way. What a disaster Who's Who was. Apparently, slaves in ancient times believed in a legendary warrior that could eventually come and save them. Wow, thanks for that heads up, Who's Who. 20 chapters before we get this. If you think this was set up back in Skypiea, you're fucking crazy. We've never heard of this until chapter 1018 with Who's Who. Again, you're crazy. You're just wrong. You're wrong. Oda might have been thinking about this five or 4 years ago, maybe. You know, when like Dressrosa was happening, probably. Maybe when he thought about Gear Fourth is when he might have been thinking about this, but not all the way back here in this tiny ass panel in this stupid shit. No way. It is one of Oda's favorite scenes. That doesn't mean that it's related to Sun God Nika. At least back then. I guess now it might be. Fuck. I hate this fight, by the way. It's so bad. Just slight tangent. I hate this fight. It's terrible. God, that's a. I mean, this is here, there, but most of the fights have been like dragging on a lot, and Oda's been like skipping them, and they're not as satisfying as they used to be. Another reason why One Piece is like sort of declining. That's okay. The story never really about the fights. I mean, it is a shonen, so it kind of is. Oda's always been that happy, funny jokes things, ha 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 all the time kind of guy. Everything mostly comedy, and then like deeper meaning in the story. But we got to talk about the Warrior of Liberation. Yeah, let's talk about that. Oda is now like confirming that Luffy is like the Destiny Child of Liberation. Tying that's probably somehow going to be tied back into Dragon and the Revolutionaries. This like Luffy being it shouldn't have Luffy being like the guy of the freedom guy. He didn't need to have the fruit that was about freedom. He was just always was that. Right? Let me see if I can find it. Right. Awakening exponentially strengthens their rubbery body and they have even more freedom. He already was the freedom guy. And god damn it. Well, give me a sec. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Sorry. God damn. Alright, what was I even talking about? I don't remember. That was also a complete non sequitur. Distractions. Fuck. What was I talking about? Right, how Luffy was already now Luffy is becoming the prophesized one, right? That's what I was talking about because we know that there was some prophecy that Madame Charlie indicates he's gonna destroy Fishman Island somehow. There's a bunch of theories on that. I'm not gonna go that deep into those. Madame Charlie prophesized even Luffy's coming about actually when she was with Roger back a few in this arc even. So that didn't need to happen because Luffy was already like. If this is bad for his character because if it implies that the fruit has a mind of its own and that is Joy Boy, that means when Luffy ate the fruit, he it's like it overriding his sense of self somewhat. We're not quite sure about that though, because that doesn't make sense now that Zoan fruits have a will of their own, and that somehow Joy Boy's essence might be in the fruit, the Sun God Nika fruit. Fuck, it's creating more questions than answering anything. Questions that could break the foundations that Oda has created in his 20 years of this manga series. Like, what are we doing here? Why? It's unnecessary. We already knew that Luffy was Freedom Boy. But he just was though. That was Luffy because because of his ideals and his determination and his principles, not because he ate a fruit. How many other characters get influenced because of this? Chopper? What about Chopper? He ate the human fruit too. What does that do for him? Jesus Christ. I am just. I'm worried about the future of One Piece as a whole. I think I'm going to wrap this up too, honestly. I don't. There's just too many layers to go through. Basically, the point is, these are not good writing decisions to make. That's my main point. This is not a good writing decision. It thematically breaks breaks apart Oda's conceived canon that he's been building for 20 years, because this didn't need to happen in chapter 1044. This groundbreaking. This is a twist that didn't need to be a twist. It didn't need to exist. All right. This is just lazy writing and contradicting previous. He's retconning stuff. He's almost like plot holes. Basically, what Oda did is just he took. Imagine One Piece as one book. Whatever. It's just one book. All of One Piece, one book. Oda grabbed like a Rambo knife and just like stabbed it once, and now there's one big hole in the whole book. That's what he did. He just created one big hole for no reason. He just said fuck it. Jesus, I'm mad. I'm worried too. I'm very worried. Worried about the future of One Piece. Um, do I have faith that Oda can fix this? I don't know. I don't know if this is fixable. He's gonna have to do some kind of damage control, or maybe not. Maybe because everybody seems to like this. Apparently, I don't know why you would. It's really stupid. It hurts. It hurts the whole series as a whole. This is destructive. This is destructive to One Piece. This isn't good. I don't know why anyone would like this. Whatever. Maybe he'll do damage control. Maybe he won't. Fuck. I'm just again. I'm just so worried. I've spent. Listen. I'm mad because I'm invested into this One Piece. All right. I've been invested into One Piece since 2010, when I've been like constantly reading it since then and watching it. All right. I'm. I can't. This is stuff I think about when like I want to drop a series, breaking the canon of your own built up, series or show, whatever. When stuff like this happens, this is what I think about when I want to drop it, because this is destructive. This is very destructive. It didn't need to be here at all. Fuck it. Okay, that's it. I will not be like reviewing any more One Piece chapters unless it's like crazy. This isn't even a review anyway. It's just a ramble of my thoughts about this crazy shit that happened. I'll talk about more about One Piece, I guess. If more crazy shit happens, that's bad. I'll be able to talk about some crazy good shit if it does. I'm worried though that it won't. Okay, yeah. That's it. See ya.